About to get going, and a big field, but it's a field which, with just literally 3 or 4 exceptions, have all won medals at various either global championships or indoors and outdoors, or area championships such as the Europeans and the Commonwealth Games. And is a phenomenal field there lining up for this. And a few we haven't seen yet this year, really. Gemetchu we have seen, had a great performance here last year. Both her and Laura Waitman at the World Championships, running personal best in the 5,000 metre final, and Waitman certainly been in very good form this year at 1,500 and 5,000, and chased Helen Obiri home in Monaco in that very, very quick 5,000 metres there. And Helen, you can see personal best 8:20, and quite a few of these athletes were in the fast 3,000 in the Prefontaine Classic meeting last year. Tirop now, will she be able to cope with the shorter distance? Agnes Tirop, bronze medalist at the World Championships last year. And what about Sigai? What a great range she has, 1,500 up to 5,000 as well. And I think she won't be too far away here. Plenty of others to talk about once we get them moving. Beatrice Chepkoech, the world champion in the steeplechase, is here. Kieng, former world champion in the steeplechase, also. And then you look at the likes of Jess Hull of Australia, who's in great form. Wherever you look, the two, or all of the athletes here will be hoping for a fast race here. So the women's 3,000 metres, 7.5 laps of the track. We know the pace that they've been told. Winnie Chibet will be heading for around about 67, 68 second laps, try and get through the first kilometre in under 250, and then we'll see what happens. And with a bit of luck, she'll try and get them to 1,500 metres. And there'll be Helen Obiri that everybody will be watching for. Helen's just on the outside, who's going to take a little bit of time to work her way through. Chepkoech up there. Courtney Bryant of Great Britain on the inside. Jess Hull there. A bit of a nudge from Kiprop there. Sorry, from Kiprop. Agnes Kiprop a little further back in the pack there. And nobody really going with the pace. And Helen Obiri is the one who asked for it. She said she wants to come here and run fast. It's just taking a little time to get up there. Nose perhaps going a little quick. She's a smart runner, Helen Obiri, and just realises that Winnie Chibet's just set off a bit quick there. Back to the pole vault then. Renaud Lavillenie, third attempt at 5:82 to stay in the competition. Oh yes! Well, the roar hasn't gone away. The shop steward is over, and he's still alive and kicking in this competition. He loves it. And we could just hear the whoop whoop from Kendricks, as he's done every single time somebody's gone over. So Lavillenie rolling back the years, equaling the meeting record, which has already been equalled by Duplantis, remember, earlier today. So the top 3 still in. Kendricks, though, for how much longer? His third attempt at 5:82. World champion, remember. Oh, and he too is over. Terrific. Anything you can do, Renaud, I can do as well. Such good friends, spurring each other on and clinging onto the coattails here of Mondo Duplantis. It was a 68 first lap once they got onto the back of Winnie Chibet. Helen Obiri is there now, and the whole field still nicely bunched. It's a decent pace, but not too fast. And Helen Obiri with Tirop behind her. And everybody else, Sigai a little bit further back, third or fourth in the main pack, if you like. Others just waiting and trying to be a little bit patient, see how this pace develops. And Kip Kemboy, who hasn't raced yet this year, just moving up on the outside as well. Chepkoech has been a little bit up and down in terms of form. The former, or the world champion in the steeplechase. Winnie Chibet going through 1,000 metres, just about what they asked for. Anything under 250 is pretty quick. 248.46, so the pace is good. Yeah, it's respectable, isn't it, Steve? Bang on the money. And Helen Obiri, who was sounding quietly confident for me in the press conference yesterday, has a very quietly spoken voice, but she said she wanted to come here and do something special, and we know how versatile she is, not just on the track, but across the cross country as well, and even talked
about perhaps stepping over to the road from 2022.
Well, we'll be hoping that Chebet can keep going to 1,500 metres. She was asked to go through around about 4:12, so she's heading for that. And Obiri there with Tirop behind and Chepkoech. Yes, Sam?
Back to Sam then. Bar at 5:92.
For Sam, he'll come back for one more attempt.
So they all passed at 5:87. The bar up from 5:82 to 5:92.
5 volts at 5:92 by the three guys.
Obiri still leading the pack. Chepkoech has been close. Tirop has been close. Laura Waitman's starting to move up a little bit on the outside. Sigai is just happy in the middle of the pack there, so all of the big names that were expected to do well, just feels like the pace has picked up a little bit at the front, as Chebet will be probably thinking about dropping out now. Obiri there, Waitman and Hull realising they've got to stay with that pace. Gamechu looks as though she's just struggling a little bit to hang on to this, and they've just gone through 1,500 metres, just about spot on there from the pacemaker. Winnie Chebet doing a good job and keeping it going, but she's going to move aside now. So all about what does Helen Obiri want to do? Does she want to pick this up? Does she want to move it on in the middle of the race? Sometimes she just lets it drop, and then big strong last 1,000 metres, because there's plenty still there sitting on her shoulder. Chepkoech, Tirop, Sigai behind Helen Obiri. Hailu is there as well. Waitman and Hull with Gamechu at the back of this pack. Chepkoech just keeping herself a little bit of room.
Here he is, Mondo, second attempt at 5:92. Oh no! By his own standards, that is disappointing.
Pace is beginning to pick up now.
So back they will come for attempts number
3 laps to go. A 68. Chepkoech is still close. Kip Kemboy is right in there. Hailu looking good. Sigai on the inside. Waitman and Hull with Gamechu at the back. Helen Obiri not got rid of them yet. She looked for the big last 1,000 metres. That's the way she likes to keep moving. She is so quick as well, deceptively so. Many people think that Helen can't kick. She was a great 1,500 metre runner in a day, and goodness me, I don't know where people get that idea from, because she is very, very quick when she needs to. 2:51, slower kilometre there, and that's why there are plenty in with a chance here.
So much quality in this field. 14 medals between the field at various age groups and across different disciplines. We've got steeplechasers in here as well, as you mentioned earlier on. Chepkoech there, just sticking onto the shoulder of Obiri.
It's slowing up. Laura Waitman looking on the outside as they come round with 2 laps to go. She's thinking about maybe trying to get it moving, but the 1,500 metre pace might help here. But these women know that from the front, it's the world champion controlling things. There's another slow lap there. Chepkoech on her shoulder, then Tirop. Kip Kemboy and Hailu close. Sigai watching. Kiengos, the other steeplechaser, just moving on her outside. Obiri just starting to wind things up a little bit, but they haven't started kicking hard yet.
Watch out for Kieng as well, who's got a lethal kick. She's still in the mix there as well.
Chepkoech looks comfortable, doesn't she, at this point? And Jess Hull has gone off the back of this now. It's the Kenyans and Ethiopians. Laura Waitman of Great Britain still there. Anyone at the national pride at stake here, but also individual pride, as Chepkoech says, I'm not waiting anymore for Helen Obiri. So Chepkoech, Obiri, Tirop, these 3 just starting to stretch away a little bit. As they come round now, it'll be the bell. Chepkoech deciding, I'm not going to hang on. Hailu moving up. Kieng there as well. Kip Kemboy just starting to struggle a little bit, as indeed is Waitman. They take the bell, 7:20.
Well, Chepkoech, who blew the world record apart, didn't she, in Monaco a couple of years ago over the jumps, but she hasn't got rid of Obiri yet, and there she goes.
Obiri kicking hard and strong with just over 300 to go. Chepkoech trying to go with her. Tirop is there as well, the 10,000 metre specialist, and others are trying to pick up the bits after that. Kieng, the steeplechaser, also trying to chase down Chepkoech, but it's Helen Obiri, those arms pushing out in front as they often do, and with 200 to go, Obiri beginning to look like she's got this, but it's not an unassailable lead. Her teammates and Sigai still in that group as well behind. Helen Obiri, the world champion from Chepkoech, then Tirop. Chieng just starting to struggle a little bit now, but it's going to be Helen Obiri. I can't see anybody catching at this point. They're all working hard here down the home straight, but Obiri's got enough, and she's just starting to tie up a little bit as Tirop tries to get ahead Chepkoech. It's going to be Obiri's win, very close on the line, maybe Chepkoech just hanging on. 8:22 the winning time, and the others will be rewarded with some under 8:30 behind in that leading group. Then Gamechu coming through, and Jess Hull might not be too far away from that Australian record. We'll keep an eye on that. Kiprop and then Ailish McColgan. That was hard work, even for Helen Obiri, and it was only 2 seconds off a personal best in the end. The pace went up, it went down, it was strong in the last 2 laps again, and she had to go hard. Chepkoech took it to her, and in the end they almost came back to her, didn't they? It was a war of attrition almost in the end, Chris.
It was, and in terms of body language, Steve, you have to say that Chepkoech looked the smoother. She looked actually serene, even though Tirop may have just picked her for second place, and it was really Obiri with that already quite ungainly arm carriage that we know is so effective. Actually, it's deceptive, but she looked as though she was really having to dig deep, far deeper than Chepkoech and Tirop, but still had enough to hold them off. And we're just getting confirmation Tirop did just pip Chepkoech on the line, both lifetime bests for Chepkoech and Tirop in second and third respectively.
We will see you again next year.
Yeah, some very fast times there behind Helen Obiri. She's been in this territory before. Some of these women haven't. It's warm, it's hot in Doha, not always easy to produce the quick times, and you can see how hard people had to work there. Second, third, fourth, all with personal bests, and there'll be a few more behind them as well, I'm pretty sure.